Or
I don't know if they can hear us.
They hear us? No, maybe not.
So I forgot to do that, and I had this great thing. It was going to happen. I was going to turn around and say, hey, thanks for joining us today. What are you doing here?
What are you doing in my kitchen?
So I have to tell you how amazing my wife is. So the last couple of days, blood pressure has been through the roof, trying out a new blood pressure med. And I've had coffee the one day, tea the next yesterday, green tea. My blood pressure stayed high. So I was going through the tea box, and this is what she's done. Look at that. She's got apple, anise, and cranberry. And at the bottom here, it says, no Christie. I mean, no caffeine, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but I thank you for that. Thanks for taking care of me. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to try without caffeine and see, maybe, just maybe, my heart rate, my blood pressure doesn't go up today.
Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Jolene.
Well, hello there.
We got our window outside installed, or I guess it's not really a window. It's just louvered
thing. So that way when it rains, it doesn't go into the bathroom.
Because we have that bathroom in the back by the pool, but it also has our hot water tank in it. So we want to make sure that we get airflow. And so, yeah.
So we checked out the apartment yesterday. Some pluses, some minuses. The minuses aren't really, they're minuses we
It's
knew.
all cosmetic,
yeah,
right?
We knew it had to be done.
Except for I think we might have to add a hot water tank.
Yeah, like that was the biggest surprise of all
Or
of
a
this.
gas tank, I mean.
There was no gas tank, so there's no hot water. So these people were paying 2,500 pesos, $125, to live in a place with no hot water. So
At least that's what we're assuming. Are we sure there wasn't a hot water tank on the roof?
I don't know.
We need to go for a walk.
We are missing 1.5 of the units with a roof. So they have that riffled stuff, which we knew about. It's just we've got to fix that. So we are going to have to, and I think very quickly we will put 3 additional units upstairs. They'll be bigger units than what's downstairs.
Good morning, Tirsa.
And yeah.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Yeah, so, but one of them is a 2-bedroom.
That was a shock. That was another big plus. The negative thing, not a single appliance in the entire place.
Yeah, not a fridge, not a stove, not a...
I thought that was very strange.
Yeah.
So he really was, for these 2,500 pesos, just renting it.
Super basic.
But it was always fall.
Yeah, there was always people living in there.
Good morning, Leslie. She says, I'm on vacay officially at 3 p.m. today. Yay! So yeah, we've got a bit. Good
morning, Deborah.
We do have a bit of work to do at that place if we want to rent it for more. If we want to just keep it the same.
No, we can't rent it like that. We're not slumlords. We are not leaving it as it is. We are fixing them up. We're not going to spend a ton of money because we will never, well, at least not in the near future, like the next couple of years. We will not, unless we made them like fantastic and we're able to add a pool, there's no way to really make them.
Now we could buy the property right beside, but they want way too much. They probably want twice the price.
It'll stay on the market for a while. She says they're willing to offer, open to offers, but.
Yeah, because nobody is looking at it.
No, and the yard is a mess. Like there's so much crap in that yard. And that house needs to be torn down. My biggest fear is it's attached to the casitas.
Me too.
So I don't think they have a separate wall.
Yeah, we can do a wall on ours. I mean, I think the wall is on our side. Yes. So the roof they have is connected to our roof. But obviously when we get rid of and build the roof up properly, we will find out what is attached, what's not. Yeah. We're also going to have to do footings down below because I don't think with the wall, we have to check and see. Because we do need 1 meter by 1 meter footings in order to go up the 2 stories that we're going to do. But it's going to be kick butt when it's done. Yeah, so we're excited about it. Where's the place you just bought, Wendy? It's in our neighborhood, very close to Manos de Amor. Actually, very close to Manos de Amor. Like 2 doors. And yeah, in our neighborhood on Rio Lerma. In one of the apartments, only one of the 5, has the cement. So the other side, it's all dirt.
Right. One of them is on the paved street that takes you to Montestay and more, and then the rest are on the unpaved dirt of
That one's pretty large.
Rio Lerma.
Like that one,
well, it was supposed to be. It was originally a store in there with a little space for for the people that work there to have a little bathroom and stuff like that. So we will probably, and it's got a lot of windows. So that one, I think that one will be probably the one
masterpiece
that we'll make more money on.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see, I think, is move that metal curtain and put a big window in there and leave the door where it is. I don't know.
Leslie, it's a very interesting
Just
idea
see that all the
because
time, yeah?
I'm wondering if some of those people did that.
Well, and I think that if we rented it to Canadians or Americans that just want a cheap place to stay, that is clean and because it'll be cleaned up, it'll be
Tiled,
retiled, painted, we'll put good fans in there, it'll be comfortable for whoever is going to live in there. But it'll be it is still a very small little unit in a neighborhood that is up and coming, obviously, but still dirt roads and we've got horses across the street. From us.
Our house. Well, you can't talk about our house for the rentals.
No, but that's the neighborhood that we live in. Chickens and ducks on the chickens and roosters and dogs on the street, and
we could take care of the roosters.
Right across on that same corner across the street is a little tienda. So there's another one
store just seconds away from
which has the basics, and then another one has down 2 blocks from there or a block and a half.
It's less than 50.
Has fresh vegetables and fruit and cheese and meats and so it's got a great little store. Good morning, Karen from across the pond. When are you going to be crossing the pond? You're coming in October or something, right? So we're very excited. Yesterday was more good surprise than bad surprises. We knew what we were going into, but we had no idea what the units really look like inside. And like I said, one of them is a 2-bedroom. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And one of the 2 bedrooms, I believe it was that one, has an AC unit, which that was shocking.
Yeah, someone installed an AC unit in one of their units. So I don't think it was the 2-bedroom though. I want to say
that would be an interesting use for our AC units at the office that we're going to take down.
But they're not inverters, are they?
Pretty sure they are.
Okay.
So, and obviously you have the option to use an AC unit or not. You don't have to use that because obviously our renters are going to pay for their own AC units. We have
electricity. 5. There's 5 meters.
5 meters.
So it's each unit October. Yeah, we are looking forward to meeting you guys, Karen. We are, each unit has its own meter. So whoever is staying in them will be able to be responsible.
Take care of their own electricity.
Yeah. So we're excited. It sounds like we might be able to close next week.
Woot!
So we're just waiting on a few details, like we need a bill for each of the CFE units.
Now here's something that many people don't understand, is that when it's closing time, you don't necessarily need to be here for the closing. Yeah. Probably 85-90% of our closings, there's no buyers or sellers here. Mm-hmm. So if they're selling, they have to do a power of attorney if they're not here.
Yeah, and actually, we don't even have to be at this closing because it's a new trust because it was a Mexican owner. So
yeah, if you've got a new trust, that's what I was going to say, is that if it's a new trust, the buyer does not have to be here. The bank signs on their behalf. So we are going through a closing right now in kind of our old neighborhood where we used to live when we first moved to Mexico. The house there, it's a couple from Calgary buying it, a sweet, sweet, amazing couple. We love them.
An amazing house.
The house is fantastic. Yeah. So they do not need to be here because he's calling yesterday all in this panic. I can't get away, work and stuff, because they own a very, very successful restaurant, one of the top 100 in Canada. But still, he can't get away. And I said, dude, I don't think you need to be here. He's like, no, I think we do. So I called Shirley, and Shirley's like, nope, don't need to be here.
Yeah.
So which is good, because the hardest part of a closing is, I always tell people, a closing date. So we do this date that we expect to close on. It's kind of like a due date for women, when they're pregnant and they're going to have a baby. Now, women only have babies, just to be clear. But on these dates in Canada, maybe it's everywhere in the world, it used to be, when we had children, it was less than 5% of the women had it on that date. So it's like closings here in Mexico. They give a date. You understand, though, only 2 people are signing for the offer, but there's like 20 people involved in the sale. And they don't care if you've got dates that must be met, or if COVID is dragging you down, or if you have to be here or whatever. They don't care. So that's why I tell people, if you don't have to be here, please don't. We will accept the keys.
And then come right after. Once we know that it's closed, then you book your trip.
We get the utilities changed into the buyer's names. Like, there's so much that we do.
The new owner's name.
The new owners, yes. So there you go.
Yeah. Yes, we actually do all of that for our clients and make sure that they're set up, ready to go as soon as they can get down. So we will, on, I guess tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow, we're going to accept keys for a client who is able to take possession early of his condo, which is a very rare thing. So please don't expect it, but this is a very different situation.
Morning,
it's a very different situation. Boy, that guy just needs to go. He's selling. What is he selling?
I don't know. I'm not listening. I'm focused. Why are you listening? Just
I can't even understand what he's saying.
So it surprises me.
Anyways, we're going to accept the keys for this unit tomorrow, and they're over the top excited.
They are.
Over the top excited. They're a sweet, sweet couple. We are excited for them.
He worked at Costco for 33 years.
And now he works for an airline.
He's an airline flight attendant. It's crazy.
Yeah. And Brian, good morning. Julie, good morning. Yeah, so exciting things are happening.
So yesterday, another thing that surprised me, and I've had this conversation with a large number of buyers or potential buyers, and they're like, well, we have to find the lawyer, we have to find the notary, because they've read enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is we
that for you.
Do everything. This is not a for sale by owner. It is not we work with for sale by owners. Absolutely.
You guys are in Ontario, Victor. Good morning. How are you guys?
Wow.
I've been following pictures of your trip. I hope you're enjoying that beautiful country of Canada. No comments.
Sorry.
Yeah, enjoy. John's from, how far is Kenora from where you're from?
It's about 8 hours.
Okay, John's from
Sault Ste. Marie.
what they call Northern Ontario.
Is Kenora the amethyst capital of Canada? I believe there's like crayfish and stuff in the lake there.
Anyways, enjoy. I hope you guys are having awesome weather. I know you're having awesome turnouts for your functions. I'm just thrilled for you guys.
Maybe Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay. It's been many, many years since I've been there. And in fact, not going to Canada ever again if this keeps up.
All right. So we were talking about business.
Morning, Brian.
Today, actually, this is what I was going to say too. So that new listing that we have in Los Arboles, John got a call yesterday from a couple and they are not here. They want us to give them a better idea of what is around that area. So today we are going to meet them virtually. I will be driving, John will be filming, and we're going to go from Chedraui. So obviously that's a common point that they know.
No, well, it is. It is a place they know, but it's also a good place to start from because they know it.
Yeah, well, that's it. So they know where Chedraui, because I was telling Shirley we got to go get the keys so we could maybe go from downtown, but then we have lights and stuff to contend with. So we will go from Chedraui and we will do a video of what's around and then pulling into Los Arboles and the area around Los Arboles so we can really get a good idea of what they're looking at because they are extremely interested in that house.
They're from a little town in Ontario, coincidentally, called Tiny. He says, I'm from Tiny, Ontario. And I said to him, did you spell it wrong? I mean, is that really the name? He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's a small little,
so tiny.
It's so tiny that there's very little people here. And he says, that's the joke that we use. But it's near Midland, I believe. I don't know where it is. I'd never heard of this before, but he said it was near Midland. We know Midland because your boss used to live there. The boss, when you were the nanny.
I was the nanny.
Fascinating people.
And I didn't sleep with my boss.
Their life, though, was very much like that Eagles song, Life in the Fast Lane. Like it really
and
was.
They crashed and burned.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we've ever talked about that because they had a Jaguar. And
when Jaguars were sexy, not Jaguars now that look like a Toyota.
And they would call Christie up. Now, I think we were married.
Yeah, we were, because we had Zach while I was watching them. So we'd been married.
No, you had Zach later on because they were getting the divorce.
No, that's when I quit when I had Zach.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then they got the divorce and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I think we started when we weren't married and we kind of got married. And so she used to nanny. They would call her up and say, we're going to the Bahamas for 10 days. Can you watch the kids? We're leaving you a schwack of cash.
And the Jag.
Take the Jag wherever you want.
Go to John Heller, for those of you that know Alberta.
Yeah, and not only that.
Go to West Edmonton Mall, take the kids shopping.
They lived on a house on the ravine.
In a house. They didn't live on the house. They lived in the house.
But it was on the river valley overlooking Horlack Park.
It was stunning.
And it was incredible.
They had a hot
tub. And we used that all the time because apparently, and maybe that's where, we got some silly ideas. I don't know, because they lived a crazy life. They had this one time she calls Christie up. She's like, I've lost the diamond in my ring.
It's a 4-carat diamond.
So now Christie, they had a short Berber rug. Christie did not know how big a 4-carat diamond was
20.
because I did not get her 4-carat diamonds.
I still don't have a 4-carat.
She still doesn't. She may eventually, but it's going to be absolutely man-made. But when we go talk about this diamond, so she's looking through the rug. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about the plants also, but that's a little in a minute here because that was funny to me too.
Just wait. I like the colors of your dress straps here. Oh, I guess this would have been easier. All here. It's a cute little, it's just my little sundress that I wear when I know I'm going to not have to see clients. Thank you very much, Karen. And Jen, good morning. How was your trip? And Jolene, she had a quick question. Are you posting the video after you share it with the people that are interested in the house? John is doing a live video with them.
So I will do a video. I did do a video for Shirley because I wanted the description to be all encompassing.
But that's a video of the house. Are you talking a video of the house? Well, you know the area, Jolene. You don't have to see that, but.
And the house, the Matterport tour is better than any video I could do.
Yeah.
So back to the diamond.
Yeah.
So Christie's going through this short Berber thing.
I'm on my hands and knees, rubbing my hands all over to see if this little tiny stone would pop up.
So she gets a phone call later. Oh my gosh, the diamond fell into the bumper of the Jaguar, and it was there all day.
When she took her golf clubs out.
It was there all day.
So she's at a country club. She wasn't just at any golf range or driving range. She was at a country club where this 4-carat diamond is tucked into the bumper of her Jag, and it stayed there until she finished her golf game and went to the car. And
it was the late 80s, early 90s. And just to give you an idea of the type of person she was, there was a company that gave her a briefcase.
Not me, my old boss.
With $150,000 cash in it as a signing bonus, like come with us. And then they always left kind of like at midnight at Friday night, and then they started at the new place. And one of those times I had to go get the computers and do all that stuff.
Steal them, basically, is what he had.
No, it's not stealing. You're leaving a place with subterfuge, because what happens is all of the extra employees and stuff, it's the stock market, right? So they start calling all of your clients and saying, had to let her go. They lied, made shit up. and then they're trying to get that person. And it was very tough. So I had to call the clients and say, hey, no. Hey, man, we're going to make you money.
It was a super, super sketchy time in our lives with them.
It was. And it was only sketchy in that industry. If you saw The Wolf of Wall Street, it's a lot like that.
Because John he studied for it. He took his exam and passed.
Yeah, and then I was blacklisted for 2 years.
Because of working with her.
Yeah, and then at the end of 2 years, everybody wanted to hire me because I was honest.
And we said, no, thank you. That's not the lifestyle we want to live. We'd rather be poor.
Yeah, because everybody there was doing cocaine, somebody else's spouse, secretaries. Like it was an alcoholics. Like it was crazy how nuts these people were. And they had this incredible lifestyle. They traveled the world all the time, a lot of the times without their children. Mm-hmm. Even the boss of Christie, she would bring the girls out for a party, then just tuck them away, not to be seen again. Yeah. And they expected Christie to take care of them. Mm-hmm. And they were such good kids.
Well, the day I got home from the hospital after having Zach, so I had left already because I had trained her new nanny. And that nanny wasn't working out. So the day that I got home from the hospital, she called me to ask me if she could bring the girls because her and her husband were fighting and he was leaving her.
Why did you use names?
And they were yelling at each other. And
it's not a good storyteller.
Oh, no one's going to know who that is.
No, they won't.
So anyways, so they brought the girls over and they stayed like a week at our house. The day I got home from the hospital from having my first baby.
She instantly had 3 children.
Yeah.
And me. So 5. Back to the plants, honey. Tell them about the artificial plants they had throughout the house.
So one day she comes up to me and she says, Christie, have you been watering my plants? And I said, oh, yeah, I water them all the time. She says, they're artificial.
They were so good. They looked real. Like that's like that.
I thought I was so proud of myself because not one died.
In the 80s, they didn't grow, but in the 80s and 90s, it was very difficult to do fake plants. Now, I mean, they get silk and they're gorgeous.
So Jolene says that she doesn't know the area. Yeah, you don't know Los Arboles? Yeah, we can do a video of Los Arboles for you and show you that.
Yes, we can.
Jen says, good morning. I have almost the same dress on. It's hot, hot, hot here. Already almost 80 Fahrenheit on her deck. In the shade. Trip was good, caught up with her Alberta cousins. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a nice trip. And Auntie Jeanette, good morning, and I do. So I don't know if you want to get married. I don't know what you're saying I do to, but.
I don't know. But yeah, we really did love those kids. And I think they were such great training for us to be a husband and wife and have our own children. Because we made a few mistakes with those two. And we never made the mistakes again. I was the most horrible person ever in Drumheller. We went to Drumheller. The girls ordered chocolate milk, and so we ordered them the chocolate milk, and one of them's drinking it. She's like, I really don't like this. I'm like, you're going to drink it. I really don't like it.
You whined for it. You're going to drink it.
So she's like,
and gagging.
Yeah, so like, then at the end, it was sour. It was sour, so sour, and I felt terrible. It was terrible.
Poor little girl. She didn't drink very much of it. She pretended.
No, she didn't. So yeah, that's how terrible we were as young children.
But you don't know. We were young. We didn't know what and these little girls were quite spoiled.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't know if it was just to get out of it because they wanted ice cream. Like we didn't know what the deal was. And so anyways, we learned a lot with them and loved those little girls.
Really?
And yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about them, but it's a fun story. I mean, it was a great time.
That was a big part of our life, and it probably introduced us both to a lifestyle that we hadn't really ever seen. Right, because neither of us came from. John had divorce and stuff in his family, so he had times where he had probably very little money. I would imagine.
I was 7. I don't think 7-year-olds have a lot of money.
My dad was a firefighter, so and I always worked, and my parents were together, and so we never really lacked for anything. We didn't have a ton of money. I didn't grow up doing a lot of travel and stuff, but we camped and did those kinds of things. So,
when I look at our life and what we do and what we have done for the last almost 19 years we've lived in Mexico, it's freaking incredible. It really is.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, we talk about this. We look around, and our house, we have a lot of stuff in our house. And we look around at the house, but we're like, but it's all ours. Like, we don't owe anybody anything. Everything that
that horse, I think I owe an apology to. He's very upset.
He's upset this morning, yeah. And the only thing that we rent is our office space.
Which I would buy that in a heartbeat.
If we could buy it, we would, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it really is a great location.
Yeah. So we're pretty comfortable.
So yesterday we had a meeting with a young family that is considering moving here
from California.
And that was a great
lovely family.
Well, if she does get into real estate, she's taking her exam in the U.S. right now. I think she writes the test in 2 months.
Yeah, she's waiting for an exam date.
When I told her you don't need a license in Mexico, both of them are like, what? So yeah, it is funny to me that everybody just assumes you need a license here to sell real estate. Everybody sells real estate here.
And Jolene is just saying, it is nice to reflect on our lives. Thank God we moved to Texas versus Colorado. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because if you didn't move to Texas, you might not have been down here, and we may never have met. Who knows?
Well, that's
not that we met in Texas, but one change in what we did in our lives.
Exactly.
Who knows where we would be right now?
Well, I think about this all the time. That what would it be like to not have married Christie? And
there are some days he dreams about it.
5% of the time, I think it would be a terrible thing if I did not.
5%
That's a big percentage. No, I mean, it's 100%. Also, I think too, then what if we didn't have children at the same time? What if I went into comedy? Because that's really where I thought I would be. It was going to be politics, then comedy. And had I gone into comedy,
you could have been in politics and comedy because they're a laughing stock.
That's kind of true.
That was good, huh?
That was good. That's my wife right there.
Very true. I am blessed for my Bucerius family. Yes, and we are blessed to know you.
Absolutely.
And Larry, of course, and Kenny. Say hi to Kenny for us.
Say hi to Kenny. Say hi to your boy for us.
Say hi to your son.
Yeah, Kenny is funny. So they have a lot of candy in their back seat, which for me is like terrible because that's the thing that makes me fat. And I love it so much.
No, the candy doesn't make you fat. The eating it makes you fat.
That is so true.
It's like guns don't kill people.
No, guns don't kill people. Alec Baldwin does.
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, people, it is almost 10:30.
What?
Well, I know this went fast today. See what happens when you don't get angry? We have fun.
Angry.
We talked about business. We talked about our lives. That's what this channel is all about.
And communist Canada.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye to John.
Okay, bye, guys.
And I will see you guys. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday. Have an awesome weekend.
Really?
And it's still out there. If anybody wants to meet for a Zoom cocktail hour, just let us know. Tomorrow night would be a good night. So if anybody's interested, any of you guys that are listening or watch this later today, let's do a cocktail hour tomorrow. All right. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye.